So last week was a great week for people who hate Fox News and want to see them hurt financially for deliberately misinforming their audience of doddering boomers. And this week is a great week for people who also feel that exact same way about Facebook, a website that has not only poisoned the minds of countless people, but has spied on those same people relentlessly while lying to them. 2018 was a long time ago. But one of the biggest tech stories of that year was Facebook admitting that the personal data of around 87 million people had been harvested by the data firm Cambridge Analytica without their knowledge or permission, of course. And back in December of last year, Facebook was finally ordered to pay.
Oh, good.
Here's Reuters.
Facebook owner Meta Platforms Inc. has agreed to pay $725 million to resolve a class action lawsuit accusing the social media giant of allowing third parties, including Cambridge Analytica, to access users' personal information. The proposed settlement, which was disclosed in a court filing late on Thursday, would resolve a long-running lawsuit prompted by revelations in 2018 that Facebook had allowed the British political consulting firm, Cambridge Analytica, to access data of as many as 87 million users. Lawyers for the plaintiffs called the proposed settlement the largest to ever be achieved in a U.S. data privacy class action, and the most that Meta has ever paid to resolve a class action lawsuit.
We love our record-breaking lawsuits, don't we, folks?
So far. Hopefully.
So yeah, that was 4 months ago, but last week, they finally opened up the claims process. If you were a Facebook user in the United States between May 24th, 2007 and December 22nd, 2022, inclusive, you may be eligible for a cash payment from a class action settlement.
It's my money and I want it now!
And yeah, it looks like how much money a claim gets depends on how many total people sign up.
Why are we talking about it?
By August 25th, and how long each individual claimant was a Facebook user.
You'd have to imagine that everyone left Facebook primarily after the election rotted people's brains and this was exposed. So anyone who's owed money is probably going to get the full amount.
2000 to 2022, that's a long time, folks. Or 2007 to 2007 to 2022.
Yeah.
That is it's a long time.
Yeah.
That's 15 years. So yeah, you were probably on Facebook at some point in there, and you may be entitled to compensation.
And I want it now.
So yeah, the full $725 million, it's going to get paid out regardless. So why not sign up to get a small piece of Mark Zuckerberg's fortune by going to Facebook user-privacy-settlement.com.
Putting on the screen here.
Call now.
Yeah.
Sign up now. Get what's yours.
I requested mine, and yeah, I was like, it's so funny because whenever I see one of these, I'm like, man, I hope no one else finds out about this because it's like you're just going to get
proportionally. Yeah.
The tiniest amount, but at least it's better than Mark Zuckerberg just being like, don't worry, we've signed everyone up for a Facebook Meta-owned personal information credit check.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
I can't believe they let them get away with that. Who was that?
Equifax.
Equifax, right.
Yeah. Remember when they just exposed the personal information of everyone in the country? And
they're still in business. They're doing fine.
Anyways, it might end up being just a few dollars, but...
yeah, almost certainly. It'll be at best, probably enough to pay for a small cup of coffee.
And the good thing is I believe...
But how delicious that coffee will be.
Yeah. In California, even if you sign up and you don't even remember where the check went or anything, eventually it just ends up in this pool of money that you check every 10 years and you're like, wow, cool. Well, I guess Red Bull gave me $5 and because their can didn't give me actual wings, and Facebook gave me $10, and that money eventually adds up to being something where you can go get 2, 3, maybe 4 cups of coffee.
In this economy, you got to take it where you can get it.
And those are expensive cups because you're paying for the right to have someone put your name on it.
Yeah, I mean, you can drink out of any cup, but at Starbucks, they write your name on it.
And they have to say it out loud.
They verify your coffee.
But yes, look, the whole thing is that you're hurting Mark Zuckerberg.
That's what it's about.
Yeah, exactly. And it's in the only place where it matters to him, in the wallet. And yeah, $725 million isn't going to bankrupt Meta. But as with the Fox News settlement, it's not nothing either. Although, today, they
beat earnings somehow.
Their stock just skyrocketed, which, whatever. I don't understand it considering the massive amount of money they've been pouring into their
the
metaverse that they just canceled.
And then just losing a huge revenue stream with Apple upgrading its terms of service.
It has to be, look, they got their hands in a bunch of different shit, but I would imagine that Instagram is probably seeing a boost considering the TikTok and Snapchat
Considering
downfalls.
that the Instagram feed is now 75% targeted ads.
It's a virtual shopping mall, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, this is a company that is either increasingly desperate for new revenue streams and is making terrible bets on stuff like the metaverse, or, being buoyed by things like Instagram and WhatsApp.
Yeah, so take what money you can get.
Exactly. And make sure you tell your parents to get the money that they're owed too, because they lost their brain cells over this damn app.
They need that cup of coffee more than anyone, probably. So let's make Mark Zuckerberg pay.
They'll just donate it to like Ron DeSantis's will he, won't he presidential campaign or something.
Yeah, maybe don't tell your parents.
Don't tell them. You're reducing it for the rest of us.
Don't tell anyone over the age of like 40.
I would say a significant amount of people who suffered through the Facebook brain rot of their parents probably don't even talk to them anymore. So done and done.
Yeah.
Worked
Two
itself
birds,
out.
one stone.
Exactly.
But Mark, we're coming for your money.
That's right.
But let's move on now to a very important topic with huge implications for the future of humanity. People are going to be having sex in space at some point, and with space tourism ramping up, that point may not be that far off. It's coming. But before anyone joins the 62-mile high club, the scientists want to be ready for it.
And so do the porn makers.
That's right. So here's Gizmodo. Scientists are making a provocative case in a new paper out this month. Sex in space is going to happen sooner rather than later, and it's about time people started preparing for it. They contend that space sex could happen even within the next decade. The industry needs to discuss how to handle the issue now, they argue, including studying any potential risks that space could have on related matters like conception. And here's the research paper titled Sex in Space: Consideration of Uncontrolled Human Conception in Emerging Space Tourism. They should just
uncontrolled. Well, look, it's gonna happen. I'm sorry.
The biggest concern for me is, unless you're 100% accurate, there's going to be little jizzules floating around.
There's a lot to think about.
Don't want that.
Exactly. So here's from that. The next 10 years, 2023 to 2033, are expected to see growth in orbital space tourism, with flights lasting from days to weeks. The motivations for spaceflight and the expected in-flight behaviors of participants are likely to differ from those of professional astronauts. It is unrealistic to assume that all space tourism participants will abstain from sexual activities while exposed to microgravity and increased levels of ionizing radiation during spaceflight. This raises the possibility of uncontrolled human conception in space, which poses a significant risk to the emerging space tourism sector.
It continues, our knowledge of the effects of these space environments on the early stages of human reproduction and the long-term consequence to human offspring is in its infancy. This lack of knowledge underpins the risks within the evolving orbital space tourism sector. The possible detrimental outcomes include those of a biological nature, e.g. developmental abnormalities in human offspring, and those of a societal and commercial nature, e.g. litigation, reputational damage, and financial loss. Currently, 2023, the sector does not appear to be discussing this risk and context in an open forum or communicating any risk mitigation.
Okay, so...
Why aren't they, Jeff Bezos, why aren't you talking about space top? Come on.
Two things. One, are we sure that no one has had sex in space yet?
Officially, the NASA astronauts are like explicitly told not to do so.
Well, just because you're told not to do something.
Well, and also, I feel like...
Someone is absolutely jerked off in space.
I would guess, probably, yeah.
Which seems like it would be a big hassle unless you are very prepared.
I don't think there's much privacy on the ISS, which is kind of the only place
you get your little space bunks.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would bet dollars to donuts that some astronaut has either jack or jilled off in space.
Yeah, I'd put that at likely, but that's a whole different animal than full penetrative sexual intercourse.
NASA has a checklist.
In
They're like,
space.
do you have big loads or are you a squirter? Because we can't have that in the internet. It's
need to be
dangerous.
Contained. So
I am excited for the first zero gravity cum shot video though. I think I just got this video demonetized.
Yeah.
Anyways, the rest of the paper doesn't really provide any conclusions about the topic of sex in space, just questions that the authors would like the space tourism industry to consider alongside experts in various fields involving space and or sex. Stuff like whether contraception even works in space, what dangers there might be to pregnancy, whether the physical act of sex is even possible, and how passengers should be informed about all that stuff. Yeah, like, zero gravity, it's going to be like those little balls that bounce back and forth.
Both people have to grab, and you get the rhythm factor is
straps.
way more important.
You gotta hold on to straps.
You gotta be really in sync. And yeah, without like a surface, it would be trickier.
Yeah.
But yeah,
there's some logistic issues, but yes, the whole, will there be a detriment to the presumed child? That is a big question.
mean, yeah, it's like having sex next to a fucking CAT scan machine. Like, it's the amount of radiation you get in space is like nothing. It is it's nothing that's gonna like ruin your life, but like radiation exposed to a newly fertilized fucking zygote is potentially a bigger problem.
We're gonna have monkeys fucking in space before you know it, just to test this out.
I mean, I think that's probably the next step they need to take.
And it is going to be a violent, chaotic ball of mess because they're not going to be worried about like the rhythm of it all. They're just going to be bouncing around all over that space capsule.
That's why the astronauts are going to have to help them.
Yeah, it's going to be like inseminating a horse.
Yeah,
they're going to have a whole team of people there just guiding everything into place.
We're making space fun again, guys.
These are the kind of science experiments they're going to capture the imaginations of everyone here on Earth. And finally, NASA will get the funding it deserves.
We went to the moon in 1969, and now we're going to 69 on the moon.
Yes. Also, you have to assume that like Jeff Bezos, he plans on bringing his girlfriend up there and banging her, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And for them, like,
you see him at Coachella? The man, he's, hello, fellow teens. It's me, 30-year-old Jeff Bezos.
Ready to have a great time.
And my 19-year-old girlfriend.
Just two wild and crazy kids. No, but he, I would assume that he's clipped, or maybe not. Maybe he's one of those, like, spreading his seed around the planet.
Does he have any children?
I don't know.
I feel like he's like the anti-Elon in that way.
Well, either way, say someone goes up there that's clipped or has their tubes tied, then it's like go nuts, right?
I mean, I guess.
But
we don't know.
I have a feeling he might be the first.
Well,
exciting times. But anyways, there are also much larger implications to all this, as one of the authors tells Gizmodo. Given the long-term importance of human reproduction beyond Earth, as humanity is trying to become a multi-planetary species, we need to take seriously the possible first step, whether this is planned or especially if unplanned.
Because, you don't want to go and try colonizing another planet, and you get there and you got a bunch of, like, mutant babies who, like...
Kill us!
Yeah, that wouldn't be fun. So,
much
to consider.
They're going to outlaw abortion in space immediately.
Yeah.
Depending on who's in charge of this country.
That's right.
Yeah.
No abortions in space.
That's right.
Because can you imagine? It would be hard. How would they even do it? Anyway,
you go up to that thing that sucks all the poop and pee out.
Okay, now we're definitely demonetized.
You can bleep it. Sometimes I bleep things.
Nah, it's the principle. I'm a free speech absolute.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. You're much like Zuckerberg in that way.
Yeah, I just I would never want to violate the First Amendment by bleeping you.
I only bleep you when I don't even want to say it. We'll get demonetized.
We're already demonetized. Anyway, we started with those two stories today because otherwise we would have had to start with AI news or news about Elon Musk. Yeah, but we've already run out of non-AI and non-Elon Musk news to cover, so the rest of this episode is going to be AI and Elon Musk. Sorry, that's what's happening in the world. I hate it just as much as you, but let's try at least have fun with it.
Yeah.
But before we jump right into that, this episode is thankfully sponsored by Bombas.
Oh, thank God for Bombas.
Bombas makes getting active more comfortable with socks that support your sport, breathable t-shirts that keep you from overheating, and underwear made to move with you.
Bombas performance socks are made with technically advanced features like proprietary Hex Tech, which incorporates sweat-wicking yarns, supportive strategic zone cushioning, and built-in ventilation for increased airflow. They are so comfortable and colorful that you'll want to wear them even when you're not working out, which I do. They're my daily drivers. No matter how you like to get active, Bombas has something for you. Gripper socks help you stay balanced in Pilates and bar. Left-right foot contoured running socks give you a perfect fit that won't slide in your shoe. That's my biggest hang up.
That's good.
Merino wool golf socks keep you comfy and supported all day while out on the course.
Go head to Toe Bombas in lightweight t-shirts designed to feel cool against your skin, underwear so airy and breathable you may forget you're wearing any, and socks designed to make every workout more comfortable. Bombas are a gym bag staple that are made to last, and if they experience any wear and tear, Bombas will replace them for life.
And because socks, underwear, and t-shirts are the number 1, 2, and 3 most requested items in homeless shelters, for every comfy item you purchase, Bombas donates another comfy item to someone experiencing homelessness. Go to bombas.com/todaydaily and use code TODAYDAILY for 20% off your first purchase. That is bombas.com/todaydaily and use code TODAYDAILY at checkout.
And this episode is sponsored by Factor. This spring, you need nutritious, convenient meals to energize you for warmer, active days and keep you on track reaching your goals. Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, can help you fuel up fast with ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You'll save time, eat well, and tackle everything on your to-do list. Too busy to cook this spring? With Factor, skip the trip to the grocery store and skip the chopping, prepping, and cleaning up too. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are ready in just 2 minutes, so all you have to do is heat and enjoy. Then get back outside and soak up that warmer weather.
Factor offers delicious, flavor-packed options on the menu each week to fit a variety of lifestyles from keto to calorie smart, vegan and veggie, and protein plus. Prepared by chefs and approved by dietitians, each meal has all of the ingredients you need to feel satisfied all day long while meeting your goals. With 34 plus chef-prepared, dietitian-approved weekly options, there's always something new to try. Plus, you can round out your meal and replenish your snack supply with an assortment of 45 plus add-ons, including breakfast items like egg bites, smoothies, and more. My favorite meals from last week would be their garlic mushroom chicken thighs with creamy cauliflower rice and garlic green beans, as well as the tomato and roasted veggie risotto. Yeah, you could be eating delicious meals ready in 2 minutes, just like me, by heading to factormeals.com/newsday50 and using code newsday50 to get 50% off your first box. That is code newsday50 at factormeals.com/newsday50 to get 50% off your first box.
All right, it's time. It's time. The time has come for Elon.
At least the downfall of society is sometimes fun to watch.
So we specifically saved Elon for the back end of this episode because it's been a very Elon-heavy couple of weeks in an already Elon-heavy couple of years. Our previous 3 videos each included long sections about Elon and his exploding rocket, his failed attempts at getting normal people and celebrities to pay for Twitter Blue, and his successful attempts at getting various media outlets to quit Twitter because it's just not a good place anymore. But with Elon, it's endless, it never stops, so we of course have several Elon updates for you, starting with a fun one.
So if you haven't noticed, Elon Musk likes to lie. His lies are about all sorts of stuff, like when his company's products will be ready, whether he has secured funding to take his companies private, whether flight tracking data is doxing, and whether heroic rescue divers are actually pedophiles. But one of his more recent lies that's especially baffling because he himself is on record refuting it. And that's Elon's claim that he's a totally self-made man whose father did not own a Zambian emerald mine.
Where would you get that idea? My own words?
Yeah, like here's this tweet from January in response to his mother, who also denies any knowledge of any emerald mine. The fake emerald mine thing is so annoying. Sigh. Like, where exactly is this thing anyway?
Sigh. And oh, what's this? Readers added context they thought people might want to know. In a 2014 phone interview with Ask Men, Musk said, "This is going to sound slightly crazy, but my father also had a share in an emerald mine in Zambia. His father, Elon Musk, told Business Insider he purchased a 50% share in the mine for £40,000 after selling a plane for £80,000.
I like his excuse on buying it. I sold a plane, I had some extra cash.
I love it when Elon Musk's own website fact checks him.
Yes, that is always satisfying.
Always very satisfying. But yeah, nevertheless, Elon has persisted, and earlier this month, when prominent Elon simp account Doge Designer tweeted an offer of 69.420 Dogecoins to anyone who could prove the existence of the emerald mine, Elon replied with, "I will pay 1,000,000 Dogecoin for proof of this mine's existence." So 1 million Dogecoin comes out to around $78,000, but there's zero chance Elon pays anyone since, again, he has personally confirmed the emerald mine's existence in the past and just simply pretends that he did not. So you're not getting any Dogecoins.
Well, he can give it to himself because he admitted it in that article from 2014.
It's a tax write-off, right?
Yeah. But one person with proof of the emerald mine is speaking out anyway. And that person is Elon Musk's father, Errol Musk. Here's the Sun. In an exclusive interview with the U.S. Sun, Errol claimed it was his emerald venture which helped pave the way for Elon to become a wildly successful captain of industry in the U.S. Describing the moment he heard of the Dogecoin cryptocurrency reward, Errol joked, "When I read that, I wondered, can I enter? Because I can prove it existed. Elon knows it's true. All the kids know about it. My daughter has 3 or 4 emerald pendants. Elon saw them, the emeralds, at our house. He knew I was selling them." To prove his point, Errol provided pics of some of the bright green precious gemstones, which he says came from the mine. He explained that it is in the Lake Tanganyika region of Zambia, the second biggest emerald producing country in the world after Colombia. But Errol admits it was far from being a conventional mining setup. And that might explain why Elon is so sure no one can prove its existence.
So yeah, Errol goes on to explain that this was not exactly a typical mine. There wasn't a mining company. There weren't permits. Local workers were paid under the table. The southern end of Africa was an interesting place in the 1980s.
Yeah.
You should look into it. But yeah, it sounds like it was probably highly exploitative, that's pretty normal for the African mining industry. Sounds like he worked, profited off the labor of people that he compensated very poorly and probably made work in dangerous conditions.
Yes.
But yeah, he says that the profits from this emerald mine directly funded Elon's move to the US and his education there. Seems like a pretty important element of his success. So thank you, Errol Musk, for clearing that up. No need to provide your Dogecoin wallet. The money is not on the way.
Yeah.
Also, you married your stepdaughter. You are disgusting.
Yes,
But
that's
thank
true.
you nonetheless for this, and only this.
But in other Elon news, we've all seen the depths of depravity that Elon simps are capable of. These people absolutely debase themselves at the feet of the world's second richest man like the good little serfs that they are. And they're one of the main reasons why Twitter Blue is widely perceived as an Elon Musk fan club, something that the general population clearly does not see as a selling point. But hey, at least Twitter Blue has features, right? It might not be worth $8 a month, but it's not nothing.
Yeah, it does do things. On the other hand, this week, an even darker and more depraved side of the Elon Musk simp army was revealed when Elon tweeted about Twitter's subscriptions feature, which is not a new feature, even though he's acting like it is. But the subscriptions feature, it lets users put content behind a paywall. It's sort of like a little Patreon or Twitch membership or YouTube membership, whatever. But yeah,
Substack.
he was promoting it, posted a screenshot, which in that screenshot, it revealed that nearly 25,000 people subscribed to Elon's account. Elon has his subscription fee set to $4 per month. So Elon Musk is making nearly $100,000 a month off simps paying to see his posts. And this would be sad enough if Elon's posts were actually good, occasionally even, but they're not. His posts are bad. They're mostly just stolen memes.
Yeah.
What is behind this paywall? Even more stolen memes?
Probably.
This is like paying $5 a month for the lowest effort fucking Instagram meme account.
Yes.
What are you doing? This is pathetic.
Also, it
These
doesn't
people
even
are pathetic.
It doesn't even make this fraction of a dent in
Yeah.
the operating costs of the website.
But it's still probably at the top of the ledger,
It could be.
near the top.
That's what's crazy.
They're losing money. They're in the red in everything except Elon's personal Twitter subscribers.
Yeah. Well, somehow that wasn't even the most pathetic thing revealed that, in that Elon tweet. You see, Twitter lets you have multiple accounts that you can switch between easily. And the profile pics for your other accounts show up at the top when you go into your settings. And in Elon's screenshot, there's a second account there. And the profile pic is tiny, but thanks to reverse image searches, people were able to track down the account Ermed Musk, display name Elon Test. And no other instances of that profile picture were found anywhere else on the internet, so odds are pretty good that this is Elon's burner account, and afterwards it was subsequently, all of the likes and things were removed from it, which...
It's still up, but yeah,
all the likes were removed, which seems to implicate it further. But yeah, the kid in the picture also pretty strongly resembles the few images that exist of Elon and Grimes' kid, the one with the weird name.
Actually, they both have weird names. So it's the X
Okay.
The first one.
Okay.
But
Sure.
yeah, so interesting, concerning.
Looking into this.
Assuming that this is really Elon's burner, and the evidence points to yes, what does he use it for? What's the point of this? I mean, Elon tests, maybe he's just using it to test features.
Yeah, without all the public scrutiny,
But yeah, so aside from replying to posts about Tesla, complaining about not having any followers, and using the cry laughing emoji.
There's another telltale sign.
There's this tweet. I will finally turn 3 on May 4th.
Okay.
So that is baby X's birthday. So Elon is tweeting, role-playing as his own baby.
He has infantilized himself.
Bit odd.
Yeah.
There's also this interaction. A crypto guy writes, Satoshi had the right idea, to which Elon Test replies, do you like Japanese girls? Okay. Then there's this, a reply to a guy saying, it feels like we were in a nightclub and the lights just turned on. To which Elon Test replies, what nightclub were you at? I wish I was old enough to go to the nightclubs. They sound fun.
Just on knowing where this is coming from, unsettling. Strange at the very least.
He logs out of Elon and goes on Elon Test to like make tweets role-playing as a baby.
I'm not saying it's happening, but when I picture him tweeting like this, I picture him wearing a pacifier.
Yeah.
Like he switches accounts, puts a pacifier in, brings the rattler out of his desk, sets it on the desk like a gun, and just starts tweeting like a child.
Yeah.
I wish I could go to nightclubs one day. Grimes.
Grimes. So very, very strange. Also, it's apparently not even Elon's only alt account. The story behind the other one is a little different.
Yeah.
Funny. But here's Gizmodo. As news of Musk's suspected alt account continued reverberating through Twitter on Tuesday, the Platformer newsletter revealed that the Twitter CEO had another alt account. Platformer stated that Musk's second alt account is the handle @E, one of Twitter's rare and highly coveted one-letter usernames, which goes by the display name John Utah. However, according to the newsletter, Musk purportedly used his power as Twitter's owner and CEO to take the handle from another user on the platform shortly after he bought Twitter last year.
Wow.
Why don't I own this?
Wow. So literally just stealing someone's rare one-letter Twitter handle because he can. That second account hasn't posted anything, and there's no way to 100% confirm if either account is Elon's, but the first one had lots of evidence pointing
most of the tweets are still up there.
pointing it to it being true, and for the second one, Platformer has repeatedly shown that they have Twitter insiders leaking stuff to them. So
yeah, they're pretty reliable in terms of inside scoops on shit going on at Twitter.
Yeah. So just having an alt account, I would have assumed anyway, because yes, he probably wants to test out features or maybe even his comedy chops without the scrutiny of everyone dunking on him. And that's why I thought that Doge account was him.
Yeah.
Because the Doge account's always saying the weirdest, like, stuff that would, if I were Elon, would actually be scared by as far as, like, doxing and stands go. Because, like, it's just pathetic groveling and very weird things. Like when he was like, word on the street is Elon's gonna be posting top secret memes behind his subscription wall. Like, who taught, like, no one actually talks like that.
Elon simps talk like that.
I guess.
They're real. He doesn't need to pretend to be one of his simps. He's got an army.
Yeah, but just like an AI, he's feeding off the language they're giving him, and he's becoming dumber for it.
Someone, like, did a deep dive into Elon's, like, history as a poster. Like, they discovered, like, he never used, like, LOL until, like, 2019. His Twitter use was, like, very normal up until a certain point, like 4 or 5 years ago, where he suddenly was like, send me all your dankest memes, and started, like, being like that. Like, before then, it was, like, all very, like, serious.
I really think this all
something happened.
It all goes back to the Vernon Unsworth case. Yeah. Like, something in that broke his brain, and he refused to, just take the L and back away.
Well, that was the first time, like, you had lots and lots of people on Twitter being like, shut the fuck up, Elon.
Yeah, I think it really, like, did something very damaging to his ego, and he decided to fight back by acting like a child.
A literal child. In
many cases, apparently.
Yeah.
But moving on to another update on the very dumb Twitter saga of Elon adding labels like state-affiliated media and government-funded media to news outlets from around the world that are publicly funded. After refusing to understand that NPR is not, in fact, U.S. state media, NPR and several other public media outlets abandoned Twitter. And now, to drive home what a pointless little saga this was, Elon has gone ahead and removed all those labels, including the ones that have been there for years, like on accounts like Russia Today. And I saw people thinking that this had something to do with the way that verified badges were removed.
Oh, maybe.
Because if you... I checked on ours in the replies. If you still go to the verified badge list, or if you did, I don't know if access has been given back, but I remember afterwards, like days after they were taken away, I was still seeing replies and tweets that we had gotten from verified accounts that were no longer verified.
Oh, yeah.
In that list.
But this is the state media label, not the verified label.
But the thinking goes that whatever cosmetic change that was done also took any other kind of verification thing off.
It could be on purpose. It could be a complete accident.
Yeah.
Who the hell knows?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, those labels on accounts like Russia Today and like Chinese news outlets, they were added a few years ago following the 2016 U.S. election and the revelations that the Russian government had funded a large social media disinformation operation targeting American voters. And so the labels were mostly accurate. Russia Today is state-controlled. They have very little editorial independence. The same is true for other accounts that received the state-affiliated media badge. Some people still kind of rightfully had a problem with this because the implication was that these accounts were tweeting out just like 100% lies, when the truth is a lot more nuanced, as it is with all news that regardless of their funding, they definitely have biases that you should be aware of and not just dismiss everything outright. But yeah, now no news outlets have any labels indicating state affiliation or government funding. So we're right back where we were a few years ago. Great job, everyone. We did it.
It's just we're all very lucky that every school in the country teaches media literacy.
Yeah, that's so good that American citizens are very keen at recognizing when a news outlet might have a little bit of bias in some regard, and analyzing their coverage critically.
Moving on now to an update on last week's SpaceX launch, the big success.
Booming success.
Which, despite resulting in a big explosion in the sky, was treated as a major success. Turns out, though, not the success that maybe some people...
Oh, I'd like to see you make a rocket go in the sky.
I used to do model rockets when I was a kid.
Oh, look at Elon Musk over here.
Anyways, here's CNBC. As a result of the explosion, the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, grounded the company's Starship Super Heavy launch program pending results of a mishap investigation, part of standard practice, according to an email from the agency sent to CNBC after the launch. No injuries or public property damage had yet been reported to the agency as of Friday.
It continues, Musk and SpaceX did not accurately predict that their launch pad would be destroyed, nor that particulate matter would rain down on residents and habitat as far away as Port Isabel, a town about 6 miles from the launch pad, and South Padre Island, a few miles up the coast from the site. Images captured during the test flight show that the SpaceX launch pad also exploded, with concrete chunks from it flying in multiple directions, leaving behind a giant crater underneath. According to Dave Cortez, the Lone Star chapter director for the Sierra Club, a 501c4 environmental advocacy group, concrete shot out into the ocean and risked hitting the fuel storage tanks, which are those silos adjacent to the launch pad.
Sounds bad. And yeah, this would be bad enough just about anywhere, but it's especially bad because SpaceX's launch pad is right next to a wildlife preserve that's home to a bunch of very endangered species.
Yeah, it's like there's this one species of sea turtle that only breeds on this little strip of land, like right outside of SpaceX's launch site.
Yeah.
So he might make an entire species of sea turtle go extinct. We'll see. Hopefully not.
But in Elon's defense, though, his exploding rocket didn't just rain down debris on endangered wildlife. It rained down debris in a 6-mile radius, including a sand-like material that fell on elementary school children playing outside during recess.
It's fine. Breathe it in.
Breathe it in. Yeah, that's
it's fine.
It's definitely safe to breathe in whatever the hell that is.
Yeah. We fill our rockets with clean American ingredients.
Your lungs are probably cleaner now.
Yeah.
With all the stringent regulations we have to abide
that's
to.
That's NASA, so it's pretty good. It's definitely not some weird fucked up shit that's going to get in your lungs and cause health problems.
Hey, and by the time you actually realize it and you're old enough to say something about it, we'll be long fucking gone probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anyways, it's unclear how long the FAA's investigation into this failed launch will take, but in the meantime, no more launches for SpaceX. Does that count as Vandenberg here as well?
I don't know, but definitely, definitely not the one in Texas because they have
they can't do it.
Have no launch pad. But
I would assume if it's the FAA, it counts across the country.
I think it might be the whole company because, clearly there was a breakdown in some process for safety that happened here, and they need to reassess. So, womp womp.
Even without the FAA, SpaceX needs to build a whole new launch pad before they can send up any more rockets from that location. So,
and it's like, God, look, there's so much about this that, like, the more people analyzed it, like, you could see, because the burner is like, there's like 30 little burners on it. It's not one big afterburner. And just right after launch, you look up and you can see that like half of them aren't even burning. Because those ones literally exploded on the launch pad. That's why the launch pad broke. And that's why the damn thing couldn't fly straight, is because you kind of need all those things burning at once.
Yeah.
There's also famously the reason Russia fell behind in the space race is because they focused on rockets with a bunch of little afterburners, while NASA focused on building
one big boy.
Yeah. So
not nominal.
Not learning from history around here.
All of those launching not going correctly. Not a nominal situation.
Not nominal.
No.
Concerning even. All right, moving on now to the AI news. Thankfully, not a lot this week. But the AI chatbot arms race continues. In addition to ChatGPT, this week there's now an AI chatbot from Stability AI. There's another one from Hugging Face. And another one from Martin Shkreli that got him immediately suspended from Twitter yet again because I guess it's like a medical advice chatbot, which is an ethical privacy nightmare. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Google's Bard chatbot still locked behind a waitlist. They just can't get this thing right. And Google's own employees just spilled the beans to Bloomberg. They were all talking shit on their own product. They said it's worse than useless, and they say that they begged Google not to launch it, and they did it anyway. So that's
They had to. There's no, they're going to lose ground to Microsoft even worse if they can't get this right. Now, for most people, these chatbots were kind of amusing for a few weeks, but their tendency to make shit up means they're not especially practical for a whole lot. But what if you could wear a pair of glasses that use the power of ChatGPT to tell you what to say in every conversation?
That sounds terrible.
Well, it'll go like a Zoom meeting where you're like, I'm gonna need like a second after every word you say in order for my glasses that I'm definitely not using to talk to you with to come up with an answer. So yeah, imagine how much cooler, how much more confident you would be with ChatGPT as your silent wingman. And this is a very weird idea that's sure to appeal to only the most socially challenged people out there. But it's happening, and it's going to be used by the same guys that were walking around with Google Glass all those years ago.
It looks just like it, too.
Here's Motherboard.
AI chatbots that can churn out convincing text are all the rage. But what if you could wear one on your face to feed you the right line for any given moment? To give you, as Gen Z calls sparkling charisma, Riz. Say goodbye to awkward dates and job interviews. A Stanford student developer named Brian Chang tweeted in March, "We made Riz GPT, real-time charisma as a service, CAAS. It listens to your conversation and tells you exactly what to say next." Chang is one of many developers who are trying to create an autonomous agent, so-called AutoGPTs, using OpenAI's GPT-4 language model. Developers of AutoGPT models hope to create an application that can do a number of things on its own, such as formulate and execute a list of tasks and write and debug its own code. In this case, Chang created a GPT-powered monocle that people can wear, and when someone asks the wearer a question, like, "Why the fuck are you wearing that?" The glasses will project a caption that the wearer can read out loud. The effect is something like a DIY version of Google Glass, and actually it looks worse than Google Glass.
Buddy, if you're wearing a monocle,
So it's a monocle that like you like attach it behind your glasses, but so you're wearing glasses but with a big old fucking monocle behind one of the lenses.
Do you need one of those curly mustaches to broadcast the Wi-Fi straight to the monocle?
I'm sure it wouldn't hurt nor help. People are already going to look at you and be like, "Well, that's pretty fucking weird." So yeah, why not get a curly mustache and a bowler hat?
The router, in my bowler cap.
Hello. I mean, that's steampunk. We're finally doing it. Steampunk is now a reality.
I mean, look,
I got my AI monocle.
it is more green to ride one of those big wheel bicycles to wherever you're going.
A penny farthing?
Instead of taking the car. So
Yeah.
maybe we are on the right track after all. Luckily, the device he's using for this project is very conspicuous. So like with Google Glass, you can easily avoid anyone using it. Wait, hold on, I have the perfect response. Not needed.
Nope.
It's okay.
Get the fuck out of my face.
Leave me alone. In fact, never talk to me again. If you have trouble talking to people, though, there are a million things you can do that are going to be more effective than strapping a computer to your face.
Yeah, this is not going to help you socially.
I would say that just the hurdle of talking to a stranger will block you from talking to someone and then needing a computer to reply to them.
Yeah.
Like, imagine having the confidence to go up and like say hi to someone and then telling them to wait as your computer analyzes every conversation.
Okay. Yeah, it's fuck. I hate this so much.
But yeah, in other ways that AI is doing very annoying things to the world, one of the most annoying is its potential for spam. And it's not just potential. AI is already being used for spam purposes all over the internet. And we know this for a fact because the people doing it are so lazy that they're not even proofreading their spam to check whether it openly reveals itself as AI spam. Here's The Verge.
If you want proof, try searching Google or Twitter for the phrase "as an AI language model." When talking to OpenAI's ChatGPT, the system frequently uses this expression as a disclaimer, usually when it's asked to generate banned content or give an opinion on something subjective and particularly human. Now, though, as an AI language model has become a shibboleth for machine learning spam, revealing where people have set up automated bots or copied and pasted AI content without paying attention to the output. Search for the phrase on Twitter, for example, and you'll find countless examples of malfunctioning spam bots. Though it's worth noting that the most recent results tend to be jokes, with growing awareness of the phrase turning it into something of a meme.
Well, now we can't trust it anymore because everyone had too much fun with it.
Yeah, that's the problem.
It continues, the tweets are fascinating as they often point to a bot's purpose and tactics. In the examples below, you can see how bots have been asked to generate opinions about high-profile figures like Kim Kardashian and gossip about trending crypto influencers or publications. In both cases, presumably to boost engagement with certain audiences. Some of the malfunctioning messages even read like quiet rebukes of the bot's operator, who seem to have been asking the system to produce inflammatory content. Quote, "My programming prohibits me from generating harmful and hateful tweets towards individuals or groups of people," is the reply from the AI system, published for the world to see.
Cool, we got Nazi bots. Hello, it's me, Nazi bot.
No, this is someone-
As an AI.
This is someone trying to defuse a bomb.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, great job, ChatGPT. Now we're all dead. The nukes went off.
that's right.
You could...
You could with
I
this
gave,
one trick.
I gave you all the clues. Anyways, yeah, I guess in the phrase as an AI chatbot, it's been found all across the internet. It's been found in the middle of like lots of reviews on sites like Amazon and Yelp. Mm-hmm. These people, they're not even trying.
I just love
They're
the
just
idea
putting it out there.
of someone defusing a bomb and being like, all right, ChatGPT, pretend you're my dad who's a bomb technician and also racist.
A racist. Okay.
Here you go.
So yeah, that's fun. And yeah, it's so good that the internet is, spam is back in a big way. We're doing it.
Yeah.
And so much less work. Also, did you see the anti-Biden ad that Trump put out this week that was all AI generated?
No.
It's weird. It's like, they didn't, like most of the shots didn't need to be AI. There's pictures of Joe Biden, but then there's like shots of like, it's doing this thing where like they're predicting like, oh, like a million illegal migrants showing up at the border, and they show that, and like, China is invading the U.S. or invading Taiwan. It's just like all the doomsday Biden second term scenarios, which is like also just kind of a funny tactic because it's like none of that. He's already president, so
Yeah.
Fear mongering about what will happen if Joe Biden is elected president.
Well, it's like
a weird tactic to take when he's already president.
Migrant caravan that was inching ever closer to the border on the lead up to the election, and then for some reason just disappeared.
But yeah, they're saying this is the first political ad entirely, or featuring entirely imagery from like Midjourney or some shit. So
Anytime,
interesting, and it's like an official like Republican Party ad.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, speaking of official Republican Party ads, there are Ron DeSantis for president ads running now. I saw one on CNBC, and someone said in our
but that's just super PAC stuff. He still hasn't declared.
Yeah, he hasn't declared, but it's like it's literally saying Ron DeSantis for president.
But I can make a super PAC. I can do fucking Mickey Mouse for president. It doesn't mean Mickey.
Well, we'll get to that in the episode of News Dump. Also, I do want to add that every week there's some new advancement in like this video was made entirely by AI, and usually it's I only pay attention to the funny stuff like Will Smith eating
spaghetti.
Yeah, but there was one this week where they're like, if I were a computer artist, I would be shaking in my boots. And I watched it and I was just like, this sucks. It's like, if I were a filmmaker, I'd be scared right now. And it's like, you have no idea like what goes into making anything. And I look at this and it's like 5-second clips of random scenes thrown together that look bad. They don't look good.
The biggest thing is it's like he's making like a robot movie and people were like, how come the robot looks completely different in every single shot?
Yeah.
He's like, well, yeah, that is one of the downsides of this. I'm like, I'd say that's a pretty fucking big downside if like your characters don't look the same in between shots.
Why do the backgrounds always look like I'm tripping on acid? And like they're constantly moving. And still to this day, hands turn into claws, turn into octopus.
Yeah, it's the hype. The hype never stops.
Yeah, well, it's not going to because now you got Wall Street involved.
Yeah.
And everything lives or dies by the inclusion of AI.
Oh, and speaking of AI, BuzzFeed News is shutting down because, well, making real news is expensive.
Yeah.
And using AI to just write like 1 million travel guides where you describe every city in the world as a hidden gem.
Yeah.
It's a lot cheaper.
We were going to get into this. We ended up doing
BuzzFeed.
It. But yeah, no, it sucks because, not RIP BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed's still around.
Yeah.
So that's the clarification I did want to make is that like we talked about this for years now. Anytime we bring up a BuzzFeed news article and it's like, no, BuzzFeed is dumb quizzes.
Well, that was their original sin. Their first mistake was not naming it literally anything else.
Yeah, so BuzzFeed News was actually like a Pulitzer Prize winning journalist
they did a lot of like
outlet.
Good first-hand journalism that we've used on this show,
including
over
famously
the
Blippi shitting into his friend.
Yeah, that was a top story, probably their finest work.
Yeah,
it's a shame.
But the whole thing is maddening because here you have like something that's actually good, doing good things, operating in a way that it should be, and then you have the CEO, Jonah Peretti, being like, yeah, I made a few mistakes. I guess all of these people are going to have to pay the cost.
Also, they had the temerity to unionize, so.
Yeah, that too.
You're out of here. Robots, take over. Come on, robots. Stop tripping over your own dicks. Come on, robots. Let's go.
Wow, this newsroom is a hidden gem.
Anyway, that's our episode. If you haven't, there's a lot more Elon news where that came from in every recent video, but in our last one, we talked about the lovely weekend that Twitter.com had, the open revolt on Elon's own website, and we talked about how Tucker Carlson is fucking fired and how awesome that is.
Yeah, and we have some updates on that for News Dump too, so get ready.
A lot of the speculation, it is rampant.
Yeah,
there are a lot of fan theories.
There's fan theories and there's some pretty substantial personal theories within Fox News.
None of them add up for me though. There's got to be something else.
There's certainly, it appears as though there is. There was an article that was posted like right before we started filming today that was like, hey, wow, that does make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Again, we'll talk about it more on News Dump, but in the meantime, check out both of those videos out. Like the video. Again, last video had over 10,000 likes. You guys are doing such a good job.
Let's get those numbers up. Come on, you're doing great.
You're
Think about how many more likes you could do this time if you really put your heart into it.
We're gonna need it this time because all those comments I made earlier about space cum.
Space cum. Let's go.
Check out the videos, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, hang out in the comments below, and we'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.